Hello and welcome. Today on BOI Weekly, Vice President Professor Yemi Osinbajo, hosted by Governor Atiku Bagudu, inaugurates the 24th Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises, that's the MSME clinics in Kebbi State, northwestern Nigeria. So far, the initiative has directly impacted more than 400,000 small businesses since it was established in 2017. The MSME Clinics, an initiative driven by the Office of the Vice President, is designed to drive the growth of local small businesses by creating the necessary linkages between government regulatory agencies as well as prospective and existing micro enterprises. The Bank of Industry, as well as 13 other regulatory agencies of government and other partners, were there to support the thousands of micro entrepreneurs and local producers gathered at the event. I'm Kayode Alayande. Welcome to the program.
It's 8 in the morning, one after the other, in groups of 2, 3 and more. Petty traders, smallholder farmers, local manufacturers, miners, craftsmen, agro-processors, men and women belonging to different trade groups in uniformed attires begin to make their way into the venue of the MSME clinics, the convocation arena of the Waziri Umaru Federal Polytechnic, Kebbi State. Venue of the 24th Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises Clinics. The MSME Clinics is a federal government project designed to create a business-friendly ecosystem where small enterprises have close and unfettered access to relevant agencies of government under one roof. These are agencies they cannot but interact with in the course of their operations. Under this arrangement, the MSME Clinics, in partnership with the Bank of Industry and other relevant regulatory agencies, go from state to create a forum where challenges faced by MSMEs are easily tackled, supporting the government's ease of doing business policy. There are 14 agencies of government partnering with the federal government on this program. These include the Bank of Industry, Bank of Agriculture, Corporate Affairs Commission, Development Bank of Nigeria, Federal Inland Revenue Service, and the Industrial Training Fund. Others are the National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, National Information Technology Development Agency, Nigerian Export-Import Bank, Nigerian Export Promotion Council, Small and Medium Enterprises Development Agency, Raw Materials Research and Development Council, and Standards Organization of Nigeria. Just as the day begins to unfold, the Special Assistant to the President on MSMEs, Office of the Vice President, Mr. Tola Johnson, explains why they have brought the program to Kebbi State and what they hope to achieve during the exercise.
Both Mr. President and Vice President insisted that we must go to all 36 states in the federal and all 36 states in Nigeria, including the FCT. So it's Kebbi's turn now to host the National MSME Clinics. And you can see that there's excitement in the air all over the place. Everyone is happy that the clinics is coming to town. Kebbi is known for a lot of things, agriculture, fishery and all whatnot. That word clinics, you see, is when you go to a clinic, it's because something is not right. Nobody just wakes up in the morning and decide that they want to go to a clinic or a hospital because something is not right. It's because so the clinic is encouraging people to come out with issues limiting the growth of their businesses. Come to the federal government's regulatory agencies that can help solve those issues.
There are 3 major parts to this initiative: sale and exhibition of locally made products, open interaction with government agencies, which is the clinics itself, and one-on-one engagements with specific regulatory agencies. Clearly, the Bank of Industry is key to the MSME clinics But the bank's regional manager, Northwest, Mr. Sanusi Gidado, highlights other ways the bank has been supporting the government, both at the federal government and Kebbi state levels, to stimulate trade and investment for wealth and job creation.
MSME, that we all know is the vehicle of economic growth and development the world over. In Nigeria, we have over 35 million registered micro, small and medium enterprises. MSME clinic in Kebbi State, it's a welcome development. I know the Vice President has been here several times. I know the Kebbi State government is doing a lot in terms of encouraging economic diversification and growth. And the essence of our presence today here is actually in line with the Vice President's office activities, which is, of course, to try and stimulate growth through wealth creation, job creation, and then, of course, supporting micro, small, and medium enterprises. Bank of Industry essentially is supporting, on its own part, activities of micro, small, and medium enterprises nationwide. Here in Kebbi State, we have an arrangement with the state government, a matching fund arrangement initially, but then converted to managed funds. We received money from the government of Kebbi State in the sum of 1 billion naira, which was essentially to support micro, small, and medium enterprises. So participation is deep and wide. Like I said, we have a relationship with the state government and then, of course, with the Office of the Vice President.
At this exhibition, the local manufacturers are free to display and sell their wares. This provides them the much-needed exposure and patronage. At the MSME clinics, all the participating regulatory agencies in the MSME sector and other partners have stalls, with members of their staff present, open to addressing and resolving whatever questions or concerns the micro-entrepreneurs might have. These are issues ranging from business name registration, access to finance, certification of products, and capacity building, just to name a few. One of the ways the federal government reaches out to these small groups of entrepreneurs is through their cluster cooperative societies, unions, groups, and associations. These lines of authorities organize and mobilize their people, an arrangement which makes it easier for them to take advantage of the government's initiatives. Alhaji Nura Bello is the chairman of the National Association of SMEs, NASME, Kebbi State.
Most of the small scale businesses, they do not have startup capital, or if they do, they actually don't have big capital in order to grow their businesses. And accessing finance also from the banks is actually very difficult for SMEs because most of the financial institutions, they request for collateral, and these small and medium enterprises, they actually don't have collateral. So there is actually a problem when it comes to access to finance. Bank of Industry is actually a strong partner of Nigeria Association of Small and Medium Enterprises because they are the best SME-friendly bank in Nigeria today because the ease of access to finance with BOI is so simple and so direct. And once you can fulfill all the requirements, you can have access to finance. So therefore, we see Bank of Industry as a critical stakeholder in the development of SMEs in Nigeria.
As is his usual practice, once he arrived at the venue, His Excellency the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, alongside his host, the Governor of Kebbi State, Atiku Bagudu, tours the exhibition stands to see and appreciate the effort of local manufacturers and the micro-entrepreneurs. He takes his time to interact with them one after the other. He asks questions, and they are happy to relate with him. A major part of the MSME clinics is the forum that allows for open interaction between the participating agencies of government and the small businesses. Here, the business owners have the opportunity to ask questions, lay complaints and make appeals, and the issues are addressed right there, depending on how simple or complex they are. But at least the journey to solution begins here, since all the concerned parties are represented in the room.
As part of our effort in supporting small and medium-scale enterprise, so far in Kebbi State, we've disbursed up to 50 enterprise. A lot of them are here on display. So it's not just saying that BOI does not give out loans. No, you don't need to know anybody to collect loan from BOI. Ensure all your documents are in place. You are entitled to get a long-term facility, right? At a very low interest rate. You can get as long as 5 years. In fact, you can get as long as 6 years. We finance what do you call it? Agro mechanization. That's for those that require tractors for mechanization. Those that want processing also finance that.
NAFDAC has put in some initiatives to support the activities of the small scale, medium enterprises. The first is that NAFDAC has a transparent website in place. You could go to the website and get all the information you need concerning the registration of your products. NAFDAC has also given 50% discount on product registration for companies that have a staff strength below 5. There's 50% discount for the registration of such products. NAFDAC has also approved for the use of where people can come together to manufacture. If you have the same type of products and you don't have the means to open a facility for yourself, you can come together and NAFDAC will support in ensuring that your products are registered. So we approve for the use of common facilities for product registration. The agency has also streamlined our requirements for the registration of products, especially food and cosmetic products, where you can now have 2 rooms for registration. Before we give like 4, 5, but now for MSMEs we recognize their use of 2 rooms or 3 rooms for the purpose of registration.
Governor Atiku Bagudu, while praising the federal government for coming to Kebbi State, highlights his own administration's effort in supporting MSMEs in the state and vows continued support for the federal government's projects.
This support that is being brought to bear and attention that is being brought to light about how federal agencies can partner with state agencies, I believe is all something that is very welcome for the people of Kebbi State, and indeed we have done well. Just last week, about 2 weeks ago, Your Excellency, we celebrated Kebbi at 8 years since the creation of Kebbi State. And at the event, about 17 trade groups spoke about how they were assisted by the government and how such assistance is propelling them to mobilize and do things better and integrate to formal economy so that they will go beyond state support. We have provided in the last 1 year over 300 million to the fishing community so that they can distribute to their members and achieve better outcomes. We have done so to butchers. We have done so to other trade groups, women groups. We have put about 300 million naira also for them to partner. That is an enabler. What we want to take them to is where they can borrow billions of naira on their own account, on their own processes. And I believe with the results and successes that we have seen, we believe we are on our way there.
In his address, the Vice President applauds the state government in empowering MSMEs. Also noting some of the concerns expressed by the participants, he reiterates the commitment of the federal government to the cause, highlighting key steps it has taken to resolve the problems.
In the past few years, we've seen over 400,000 MSME participants across the country. We've been in 23 states already, including the Federal Capital Territory. And I have personally attended 21 of those states myself. States that have hosted the clinics already include Bauchi State, Plateau State, Kwara, Sokoto, Cross Rivers, Ebonyi State, Ogun State, Ondo State, Edo State, and the FCT. Others are Kaduna, Kano, Niger, Oyo State, Ekiti State, Abia State, Enugu State, Anambra State, Osun State, Katsina, Kogi, and Akwa Ibom states. All of these states have already seen the participation of our MSME clinics. In each of these states that we go, we take with us the regulatory authorities. We take NAFDAC with us. We take SON with us. We take the Bank of Industry with us, because we want these regulators to see for themselves what the entrepreneurs are doing. We want them to see for themselves all the effort that these people are putting into their businesses and how they can support those businesses. So the whole idea is that we want to provide funding for businesses at an accessible rate. And I must tell you, quite frankly, that is not enough yet. We don't have enough resources yet, and we're not doing enough yet to be able to give every MSME that comes forward. But we want to be able to do more and want to be able to increase that number. That's the reason why the president approved what we call the market money. The market money is a small amount of money, between 50,000 and 350,000, which we give to small businesses. We also have the trader money, which is for petty traders, just 10,000 naira. And this is all in the president's plan to ensure that anybody who is doing any work, no matter how small your business is, government assists you. If it's 10,000 naira, we'll give you 10,000 naira. Now, when you pay back the 10,000 naira for the trader money, you get 15,000. When you pay back, you get 20,000, all the way up to 100,000. This is the way by which we want to assist small businesses, so that everybody who is hardworking, who wants to do honest work, is supported by government. This is even as we are working on a long-term solution to resolving some of the bottlenecks that MSMEs face every day in doing their business. Some of the next level projects that we intend to do are what we call shared facilities for MSMEs. We plan to have 37 clusters across the nation. This will provide MSMEs the opportunities to walk into fully equipped clusters where they have specific facilities for end-to-end production of their products. So, for example, a shea butter cluster, people who use shea butter for their products, we will give them a facility where they can process their shea butter, where they can package it. Government will provide the equipment, the packaging equipment and all that, to make it easy for them, because a small producer will not be able to buy the equipment for all of the things that they need to do. But when we find a cluster of producers, we provide in one facility all of the things that they need, so that they share the facilities. This is what we mean by the shared facility. We started to do so. We've done 3 already. We intend to do 37. Hopefully we'll be able to do one as quickly as possible here in Kebbi State. The federal government has identified a minimum number of 1 per state. And in Kebbi State, the commercial fishing cluster will be commissioned next year at Burning Kebbi for over 9,000 MSMEs to access daily. So here in Kebbi State, we're going to do the fishing cluster, and over 9,000 will be able to benefit.
Some of the participants have this to say about the program.
MSME Clinic has helped my business by exposing us to a bigger market, by giving us an opportunity to network and also link to other entrepreneurs that have better experience than ours that we can learn from. It has also created an avenue for us to meet with NAFDAC and other corporate organizations like Standard Organization of Nigeria and the Export Organization, Bank of Industry, CBN, and other microfinance banks that can support our business to prosper more.
The kind of encouragement and the kind of connection that I get in that SMS clinic helped me to develop my business, helped me to get more customers, partners, and get a lot of training, because I get contact with different agencies like Export Promotion Council, Standard Organization of Nigeria, SMEDAN, Third and Investment, a lot of them. So they have registered my name. So anytime they have capacity building training, they used to invite me to that training. So in that training, I learned a lot in terms of business plan, in terms of quality assurance in production, in terms of other exhibition.
That was the 24th MSME clinics inaugurated by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. Small businesses can go to the MSME clinics and one-stop shops to get all their relevant approvals and necessary documentation done without having to go from place to place to get necessary regulatory approvals. It's all in a bid to boost the ease of doing business policy of the federal government. The Bank of Industry is one of the key partners in the MSME clinics. For a start, visit any of the Bank of Industry's branches closest to you or log on to their website at boi.ng. You can also apply for loans online. Simply download the BOI SME Loan app from the Google Play Store and follow the instructions. Feel free to tweet at me at KAY-Alayande. Previous editions of the show are all available on youtube.com. All you have to do is type BOI Weekly in the search area. And there you go. That's a wrap on the show for today. Many thanks for watching. I'm Kayode Alayande. Bye now.